Hey girl, and welcome back to another episode of Fierce Chats. My name is Sasha, and if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, like, and comment this video. We are going to be talking about relationships, reaching your goals, how to be aligned with yourself spiritually. So how was your weekend? Like, did you have a good weekend? Or how's your week going? Depending on when you're looking at this, we'll either be going into the weekend or still in the middle of the week. But how is it going? This past weekend, I went to the Future concert, and the Future concert started at 7, girl, and Future came out at 11:30. I ain't gonna hold you. I was not there at 7, but I was there long enough to be waiting long enough. But the 30 minutes that he did perform was very, very lit. You know, we seen Future. It was like, he brought out Dirk, Lil Baby, Kodak, you know, like, I was expecting maybe 21 or maybe Drake, you know, but maybe that's a little bit too saucy for the tour now. I think the tour just kicked off, so you'll probably see them kind of later on or whatever. I feel like I'm in the need for a break. And I'm talking about like a real break. Like I'm trying to see a beach. I'm trying to go to like Miami or something, honey. I'm gonna need some sun. You feel me? Because it's just been so gloomy, so rainy and gloomy in Atlanta. It's just like, I gotta get ready for the summer. How am I supposed to be encouraged? You know, if it's cool. But you know what? It really doesn't matter because last summer, I wasn't in the gym like I should be, but I'm on it this year, girl. I promise you. All right. Anyways, so I have been looking in the blogs, girl, and I've been seeing Miss Lori Harvey pop back up again for us, okay? And of course, everybody is like, she's a player, or why she doing these men's like that, or what's going on with her? Look, I don't know Lori Harvey. I have no opinion of whatever her business is. Lori, what's going on? But anyways, it just really had me think about my journey, like with dating, like obviously my past journey with dating. And it just kind of made me think about some stuff. So story time real quick. Story time. There was this guy that I was dating, and let's just say that we was talking, and I really cannot stand that term because I feel like I was bamboozled. I don't know. Before I got to college, I really never heard of the stage talking. What is that? That's an interim to dating. Like we're talking as in we're discussing we're going to be dating or not. But anyways, fell victim to it, girl. And no shade to what, you know, whether or not you find that to be an appropriate stuff for relationships. No shade. It's just personally not my cup of tea. So my birthday was coming up, and it actually was a milestone birthday. So at this time we were off. He was actually entertaining or talking or dating like a whole female, but like we would still be talking. I don't even know why I was even in that space. I just kind of like considered him talking to her as like a challenge to myself. I was leaving my school. I went to Georgia Southern University. I graduated from Georgia Southern University, the real GSU, Georgia. If you know, you know. And if you don't, I'm sorry. I hate it for you. Anyways, so we was on our way to Atlanta to go and turn up because if you know anything about Southern, you know, it's in a small town. It's like in a country town. So it's really nothing to kind of do that's big. Did we turn up? Yes, but it was nothing that was big. So long story short, he tells me he's going to be pulling up to my birthday dinner. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, this girl dumb. She's slow. So later on in the day, like a little bit before the dinner starts, the girl that he was dating, pause real quick. I did know this girl. Like I was familiar enough with her. We weren't like friends or anything like that, but we can definitely say associates. She hit me up and was like, hey girl, what kind of cake do you want for your birthday? I was like, so like I said, we were not friends. So I'm trying to figure out, how are you even texting me, asking me what kind of cake do I want for my birthday dinner? Like, how do you know? Girl, I'm slow as hell. Obviously, this man is sitting over here telling her he finna pull up to what, I guess his friend's birthday party. And so she's gonna, you know, bring me a birthday cake or something. Do I look stupid? Honestly, I have been looking stupid for a while, but I really didn't realize that I was looking stupid up until this moment. I really was actually in shock because like I said, I was like, he's still hitting me up. He's still coming to my birthday. Long story short, I ended up telling homegirl, I'm straight on the cake. I'm straight on the cake, girl. I don't even want it. Keep it to yourself. Y'all have fun with that. So they ended up not coming. So anyways, I also had like a club kind of ordeal. Like I had a section that we were going to go and like party in a little more after we left dinner. And so when we got to the club, he actually did end up pulling up, but he brought homegirl with him. Ooh, wee! Brought homegirl with him. I could see her in the shadows. Like, obviously, if you're in a club, it's dark, okay? So I could see her in the shadows. He wasn't as bold. He was bold enough to bring her. So, but he wasn't bold enough to kind of like pull her into the section. So, you know, again, they ended up leaving because I didn't entertain the bullshit enough. I had entertained it enough, but not enough for them to feel comfortable to continue to embarrass me in public across, you know, multitudes of different audiences. Let's just say that. I remember thinking to myself, how in the hell did I even get here? Like I said, leaning into this situation or whatever occurred, I was feeling myself. I was like, you know what? He hit me up still, even though he's talking to a girl. So what? Girl, you should have never texted him back. He shouldn't even have been invited. However, I entertained that. So I was just really like, you know, after I dropped off of my high horse, I was like, how did I even get here? Like, why am I even? I was so hurt. I spent a good portion of that birthday kind of like orchestrating my just schedule, my outfits, my whole existence around whether or not, you know, this man was going to pop up, but he was going to pop up with another. And if he popped up with another, I was going to be, you know, up to the 9, irresistible. But why did I even do that? Like, what was that even for? And even if I did feel like that, like I said, there was at some moments where I felt like I was quote unquote on top. Majority of the time, emotionally, I felt very low and very down because really it wasn't even a space that I should have even been in. I had no business even frolicking with an individual that thought it was acceptable to pull up with another girl, but in a way that made it look like I was stupid. You know, like I didn't really know what was going on and what was occurring, that I was just kind of grateful to, I guess, have his presence in some form versus no form at all. And girl, I'm just being real. Like, that was my thinking, like, at the time. And it's just very interesting where you will find yourself when God is not involved. The truth is that God had really already closed the door on the relationship that I had, or the dynamic, or whatever, the situation that I found myself in. And self-fleshly, I kicked it for kicks and giggles, for a little razzle dazzle. Why? Because people would say like, oh, y'all look cute together, or oh, you look cute with him, or he cute. And I just really paid attention to like that outside physicality and just kind of getting the approval from other people. And getting the approval from other people really meant nothing because I didn't even have my own approval. I just kind of was like going with the wave based off of like surface level, shallow reasons. But at the time I swore it made sense. And you know what I found when you're in a space that you have no place being, like I said, when you're in a space where God is not in the middle of it, do you know what happens? Not even space. Do you know what happens when God isn't in the middle of whatever relationship it is that you're in, platonic or not, relationship with a male or a female or whatever the case may be? Like, do you know what happens? You're insecure. You start questioning yourself. You essentially overall don't even really recognize who it even is that you are. You are completely succumbed to an area that does not serve you. And then it starts bringing out all these other things. And I'm not saying, I'm speaking for my own journey, really. I'm speaking for what I have learned. Like, the thing is that I really, we don't know everything. I don't know everything. I really don't. I'm just speaking off of like my experiences and what I learned. And what I learned is that when the God is not in the middle of something, I start acting up. My behavior is all wild. It's all crazy. I would describe myself as very much so confident, very much so knowing that I'm beautiful. And even at this time, I felt the same about myself and ended up acting as if that was not the case. Really learned that meant is that when I engage in relationships, these are the things that I need. I need to make sure, one, that God is in the middle of it, period. 2, don't put my foot in the door that God is trying to close. And 3, don't sacrifice who I am for my picture. Because 9 times out of 10, whatever your picture is, God has a way bigger one. It's bigger than whatever it is that you're trying to create. It's bigger than whatever it is that you think is cool. Like, oh my God, I think he's cute. I think this will be really great. We'll make really cute babies. That's your picture. That's your vision. What about somebody that can help you level up? What about somebody that can help you start your business? What about somebody that can fund your business? What about somebody that can, help you mend a relationship with a parent, with a friend, with, somebody that can help you with healing versus we look cute together. We're going to have cute babies and it's going to be lit. Girl, there's more pain trying to sit here and stay in something that you have no business being in. There's more pain. It's going to be pain on both ends, but the pain that you experience staying somewhere where no business being and God didn't tell you to go, girl, stop it. Stop it right now. I don't know if this is always the best quote, but it's definitely something that, I say over and over again, that people only do what you let them get away with. We're just really all 2023, I'm going to keep saying it. We are just going to be focused on spiritual alignment. And I'm not even talking about from religion or anything like that. I just mean that when you get the cues with yourself, when you know something is not aligned, and the way that you know that is by spending more time with yourself. I literally had a conversation with somebody, and basically, long story short, I had picked up talking back to somebody I had, again, no business talking to. And they asked me, they were like, well, do you know yourself? And at the time, I was like, excuse me? Yes, I do know myself. I got a loud ass mouth. The personality is all over the place. And everybody thinks I'm real extra. But you hear that last part? Everybody thinks. I really couldn't I really couldn't answer that question based off of things that I thought for myself. I only answered that question based off of things that people had told me about me that I tried to measure up to, and not even measure up to, that I tried to live up to. I was already doing these things for me, but once people start putting their stamp of approval on it, I started to try and kind of focus on the areas that they gave me their stamps of approval at. And it's kind of why? You don't need really anybody's approval except for yourself and the man upstairs, girl. That's really it. And that starts by you spending time with yourself, by you taking the time to heal, by you taking the time to figure out, if you are in a space that is causing you pain, how did you contribute and what happened? And so, like I said, when she asked me that, I was just like, of course I do know myself. But I reflected on it probably maybe a couple of years after. I'm not even going to lie to you. But I reflected on it after basically the situation completely demolished, but it demolished in a way that ended up demolishing me in the process. I kept holding on to whatever this picture was that I had in another space. And really it ended up leaving me just hurt, just disappointed, and just questioning really even, my existence for being around. And by around, I mean being on earth. I got really, really low because I'm at that time I was doing different things with my career, and I just felt like I was more level set on so many other different things that I felt strongly about this decision. And I knew and I just knew that this was right. I just knew it was right. I was going to make it work. That was the last thing, copy paste. You got your career, you're looking cute the way you feel, your body's bodying, and the last thing you need is the man. The last thing you need is the relationship. That's it. That's all I would need to make it perfect. And I was so focused on that perfect picture that I ended up once again being in a space I had no business being in. But had I had more alignment with myself and more awareness of what I really needed, then it's possible I wouldn't have been there. But I do think that, we go through different life experiences, obviously, to experience them and to be ready for the next one. The top of the mountain is the bottom of the next one for you in your life. The top of the mountain that had that goal that which you were reaching towards, or had that challenge that you overcame, and it ends up being the bottom of the next one that has an even bigger challenge for you to overcome. So, life is all about experiences. It's all about stuff that happens and how you respond to it. And I don't even think I even understood that really perspective either, how you respond to it. I've been doing a lot of work to really focus on my mindset, because I realized life gonna life. Life is gonna keep lifing, and there is nothing you can do about it. So since that's the case, what do you do next? What do you do next, babe? Overall, the only thing that we're going to be focusing on is making sure that God is in the middle of whatever we decide to get ourselves into. I don't know what that may be. Relationships, career move, moving overall, who knows? Just making sure that we have that check-in. And obviously, like I said, life is gonna life. We're not gonna be able to avoid anything that brings us hurt and pain, but at least we're going to be more aware of where we're at and feel less out of control when we let other people kind of direct where we're supposed to be. Okay, girl? All right, girl, that is the end of this episode. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, like, and comment this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. You got it, it ain't a question. Oh, it ain't no one for guessing. No more than emotionally invested. Showing you all my imperfections. Oh, if I let you